I became the young lion who just are willing to bring it all in, and either you die or I die, and that's good to have that in the bag. So I have to bring my inner monk. I fought a guy who was the bad guy of the sports, and he knocked everyone out, and I was in the line of that as well. I have never fought against anyone who was so dirty. He was doing everything to me up.
Can you give an example of one of your mentors that you've had?
I can say one, but
Niclas Larsen is a professional Muay Thai fighter and kickboxer.
He became the IMC World Super Welterweight Champion in 2020 and the WBC Muay Thai World Super Welterweight Champion in 2021.
He is a mental and performance coach, helping others build resilience and unlock their potential.
I showed that I belonged with the best, and they also gave me an opportunity to fight a former tournament. And Risti, aka The Machine, who was now the world champion, who knocked everyone out. But 2 weeks up to the tournament, my body collapsed totally. My leg, I got a staph infection. My infection numbers was so deadly high. I got on the hospital table right away, and they were like, "We're not sure because your numbers are so deadly high. So maybe we had to take your leg."
Niclas, 4-time world champion. Some would say you're a pretty tough guy. What's a misconception men have about toughness?
Definitely that we can share emotions. It depends on showing it or using it, so it's under our control, I believe. So it's okay to have emotion when it doesn't go the way that you want it. It's also good to bring in the right emotions when you want the proper state, so you can perform better. Because if we are in a good state, good emotional state, we are just much better. And if you're conscious about what kind of state you need when you have to perform, I think you can bring in some miracles.
So when you're fighting, what kind of emotions? So you're like Mike Tyson, getting the aggression on, want to kill someone, or you're like the loving, or you're like, what emotions go through your body?
I can't say it's the same exact time every time, because, for instance, my last fight, normally I walk in, I have so much gratitude in me, because this is like I feel it's my creation. When I am up on stage, I forget about time and I'm just there, and I don't know what exactly gonna happen. I just know that I will activate my potential, and that's something that I really, really can enjoy when I'm up there, and when I also get the opportunity to win over fear. That's also a big opponent when you are fighting. The last fight, I had some emotion that was much more similar to Mike Tyson. I had some a different training camp, so I didn't walk in with gratitude. Well, not in the start. So when I walked on stage, I was actually like bringing all the energy, very aggressive energy, and yelling out to the audience, and that's not so typical for me. Most of the time when I walk in, I go in with a happy face. I'm like, yeah, this is the time. But this time I just felt like I had to put out the anger, but control it. So it depends. There's some different kinds of energy that can be used in different ways. So yeah.
So that last fight, I had the pleasure of and honor of seeing it.
Yeah.
The first round didn't go well. The second round you got back in the third round as well. So did you change the energy there, or was it still the kind of the more angry energy?
I got it more under control, because I think the first round I got into more a instinctive way of fighting, so it wasn't going my way, and then my instinct is, okay, now we fight. So I became the young lion who just are willing to bring it all in, and either you die or I die, and that's good to have that in the bag. But it would also be more 50% of winning for me. So I have to bring my inner monk and look at a higher perspective and choose to be more wise in the situation. And that's when I remember to be calm with all the chaos and just be creative and bring in all the good emotions and the more aggressive energy. I had to put it in, but in a controlled way, so only where it's needed. And then, look.
So very low practical. How do you control the aggressive emotions? I think many of the listeners will be able to recognize as well having some aggressive emotions, and sometimes it can be a good driver to getting stuff done.
Yeah.
How do you work with that in a constructive manner?
First, we need to be aware of the emotion because it's very reactive. And when we are reacted, the emotion's gonna take the control. We are no longer the captain of the ship. That's the emotions that are sailing the ship. So we need to be conscious about, okay, this is our emotion, and emotion is just energy. How can I use it for something that is benefiting me where I am? When you get conscious about it, that's easy.
Yeah.
But to also control it, it's wrong to say control it because I believe it's more like about regulating the emotion. If there's too much, there's happening so much chemistry. So you know about this with the adrenaline and cortisol and all this. That is just a lot of chemistry in the body. It's when we are conscious about it, it's easier to regulate it. For instance, with the breath work, you also know a lot about this, and that's actually how I do it. Just in short amounts. When I'm up in a fight, I cannot do a whole breathwork session. That's up to the fight. But in the fight, I can just make when I get out in the ring or when I'm up there, like, and try to control and regulate it. And from there, I can also turn the state to a different state, because now it's not working for me, so I can use it like, it's okay, you are there, but now I put this state. Maybe it's like my creation or my.
How do you change that state? So like, if you're being, I think many listeners can recognize being overwhelmed almost by emotions, right? Or let's say it's a deal that goes wrong, or they feel something was unfair to them, and this emotion comes up that tells them the emotion is a signal that they might have, some of their rules have been violated and so on. But how do you then just turn it? Like, it's not like on a computer. Do you just press and do you just tell yourself in your mind, now I don't want to be aggressive? Or do you need to do some breathing first? Or do you like jump? Or what do you tell yourself to be able to switch from one mode to the other?
Well, because it's so reactive and there's a lot of work behind it, up to the fight, before the fight, in the fight, after the fight. I believe that to visualize it, you can bring some of the states where you really felt. For me, it's a lot about being brave and strong and bring my more authentic self, where I just can express me as I truly are and don't stop for anything. I can handle the situation that is in front of me, and I walk in with confidence. So it's a lot of states. You want an example, and this is just one tool. It could be like a mantra. I've been practicing some mantras, and if you don't know what a mantra is, it can be like a saying that you repeat for yourself, and in that way you can get in a state. Not just you have to visualize it and you have to feel it at the same way, and you have to take action on it. So in that way, it's not enough just to think it. You also have to feel it and really show it. Also, the body language is showing it.
Can you give an example of one of your mantras that you've had?
I can say one, but it's in Danish.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's called Awaken the Warrior, and it sounds like this. I say it slowly, so you can hear it. So, krigeren er tændt. Krigeren er tændt. Skarp, fokuseret, målrettet, krigerne tændt. Selvsikker, overskud, overlegen, krigerne tændt. Taknemmelig, nyder det, elsker det, krigerne tændt. Kreativ, flyvende, fri, krigerne tændt. Modig, stærk, ustoppelig, krigerne tændt. Krigerne tændt, skarp, fokuseret, målrettet, krigerne tændt. Selvsikker, overskud, overlegen, krigerne tændt. Taknemmelighed, nyder det, elsker det, krigerne tændt. Krigerne tændt. And then I just keep going. It's in my head.
Yeah. So you don't say it out loud?
Not when I fight. Maybe when I'm
so you do
outside,
it-
before the fight, if I feel like I'm too slow in my head and I'm not feeling that I have awakened the warrior, then I can use it and I do it as long as I need to do it and as intense as I need to do it. So that's why I do like. That's how it sounds in my head, and sometimes I just have to, and then I do some shadow boxing. And I'm like, wow, now I'm the warrior. I can walk in, and it sounds like a play.
Yeah.
But if you believe in it,
Yeah.
that's an easy way for me to activate. And of course, what I'm saying is something that I found valuable when I walk up as the warrior.
Yeah. So to understand, you say this before you go in fighting.
Yeah.
You sometimes say it out loud, sometimes not. Do you also say it in your head when you're fighting? Do you have energy to like actually be able to keep your head cold and actually say the mantra in like when a guy is
then I
about
don't.
to?
Then I don't say the whole mantra because it can be like very long, and if I have to, it's like I'm just saying what I need, the resources that I'm calling, and then I say the inner warrior.
Okay.
Like the warrior is awakened, warrior, and then I can like help me to remind myself of what is the resources that I need to activate at the moment.
Okay. Super interesting. So actually in the fight, when someone is like standing in front of you, ready to try and strike you in the head and so on, then it's just short, the warrior is turned on.
Yeah.
And then you're like, the warrior turned on, he has creativity, he has fight, or some of the things that you said in Danish.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of runs in your head, and then you can go back in. That's a way to activate a state.
That's a way that I activate my state, and it's also a way of helping my focus to be on what I want to achieve instead of all the mistakes and running away from what I'm standing against. So,
do you use that outside of the ring as well? The mantras, if you're standing in a difficult situation?
Yes, I have some. I also have a different mantra, more like a life mantra that I'm telling myself. For instance, if I'm driving in the car, I'm also telling myself like, who is it I want to be? Who do I want to be today? Or just when I'm sitting out in my car and before I walk into my wife and kids, what is it I want to share with them when I walk in? So I'm like activating the role, the father, the husband, all this I have. Like I'm surrendering me to, I call it my mission, but only to get it connected with my purpose. So the mission will bring the movement, and the purpose gonna bring my values. So I'm not the same when I'm fighting when I get back home and together with my family. Then I'm activating the lover, or what my aunt called me, amorcito.
What does that mean?
In Danish, it's min elskede.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Can you share what you say in the car or before you go home, or is it too personal? Fully fair if it is.
No, it could be just.
So let's start with the car, because many people are driving the car, potentially listening right now.
So it can be very easily. So I'm sitting in the car, and often I take like 2, 3, or 5 minutes. Just if I had a little bit stressful day, because I'm on the run sometimes, then I just sit down. Again, I call the resources. Who is it I want to be when I walk in the room? I want to be, in Danish, I want to share love. I want to be their protector. I want to, so it's all the resources that I give. It's easier for me to say it in Danish.
You can share in Danish, that's perfectly
fine.
Okay.
Jeg er kærlig, jeg er nærværende, jeg er til stede. So I'm present. That's one of the most important things, because when I'm on the run and I look forward to the next one, and sometimes I can take it for granted that I have people around me that I really love. So I remember myself, how can I share my love? How can I show love? No matter what I'm coming, when I go in the room or in the house, they are doing their stuff. And my ego, if I walk right in the door, I'm like, oh, finally, your father is home. You have to be so happy now I'm here. And that's just my ego that is speaking, because that is what I would love that it was like this. But sometimes they are doing their stuff, and they don't necessarily have time for me when I'm coming there. Maybe it's disturbing a little bit. So I'm like, bringing myself in every moment and just trying to make them feel like, now I'm there. And if it's like I'm trying not to make myself too addicted to them. Unconditional love, it's very hard, but just if they just got in a fight or something like this, instead of reacting, I can speak from a place where unconditional love, and that's just bringing me back to who I want to be and who I want to share, and also show up as a strong man who can take care of my family, be a person that really can bring something valuable to my family.
Can you share the words in Danish before going in? Because
okay.
I know from many of my clients and also people on Growth Island that a key thing for many men is to be more present at home. And they struggle with it and they want to be more present. So I think this is a very useful tool. So just say like you would do it before going in, and then
so
you can
I'm sitting
translate.
and I'm visualizing it and I'm feeling it, and I'm like, jeg er kærlig, jeg er nærværende, jeg er omsorgsfuld, jeg bidrager, jeg bringer mig selv til, hvad kan jeg tilbyde, hvem er jeg? Jeg er den, der ligesom bringer styrke til familien. Actually, it's just me trying to say one word, every word, very slowly. So when I say, I'm love, jeg er kærlighed, I try to really feel it. And I say it again, I'm love. In that way, when I connect with it and can be present with what is love together with when I'm sharing love, then it comes automatically where I see myself be a lovable person.
So you visualize being loving with your kids.
Yes, I visualize it, and I also get the vibration of it. So I'm not only in my head, I need to feel it to be present with it. And that's also one of the things that I'm saying, that it's important now to just be present. So I'm not walking in and looking at my phone all the time. It's so hard when you are tired not to look at the phone and get all the dopamine. And, I love to be a father, but it can also be hard sometimes to be like, not right now, I want to, but again, when I'm reminding myself of who I want to be, I can be in that, and I don't have to, sometimes it's like I don't have to deal all the things that are happening. They just want to feel safe, that I'm there, and I can also handle that they have their things, and everything is fine. We are together. And in that way, it can bring like a storm to a very calm place. So it's a little bit like fighting. So just find calmness in the chaos. Not like they always bring chaos, but it can feel like that also because there's so many emotions when it's very important for us. But just to be present with it, and okay, so this is where we are. Let's just see where this brings us. And if I'm not reactive to it, if I'm more proactive, then I can share what is more important. And that's what they need, is a man who can also handle all this. Not handle, but stand in it strong, and also show that I still have love for everyone and can be present in the moment.
Niclas, you first built world champion belt.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I wasn't supposed to fight a world champion fight. It was actually my first real A class, that is what we call professional in Muay Thai. So I was supposed to get my ass beaten. I didn't know better. I got a fight against a German guy who was already the world champion, and his opponent got injured. And my luck, I got the fight. And I surprised the people, and I became very fast world champion. And there's some federations in Muay Thai. So to say that I was the world champion, I didn't feel that I could that, but it was a high on the rank. It's a good world championship I had there, and it also showed that okay, I was ready for being a professional fighter.
You almost lost your leg at one point.
Yeah.
What happened there? Talk me through that. I guess there was a bit of a pre-story that you were getting the chance to meet one of the most badass guys.
Yeah. To make it short, I was just, in my career, I got signed with the biggest kickboxing promotion, Global Kickboxer. I was newly crowned world champion. And then not so long after that, I got a new big opportunity, and that was against the guy who knocked out everyone. I got the fight with 6 days notice. I had to fly to the state, America, California, LA. There's a difference between being a new professional and then fighting the best. It's like the Super League in football, and then you're going to Champions League, and it's not just a team. It's the best team, Barcelona, Real Madrid, whatever. But I didn't think about it. I was just excited, and I fought a guy who was the bad guy of the sports, and he knocked everyone out, and I was in the line of that as well. I have never fought against anyone who was so dirty with his way of boxing, because I remember back, or if you see the video, you can find it on YouTube. I get at least 2 kicks to the balls, and that's illegal. I have never been hit so hard as I got hit in that fight. He was doing everything to fuck me up. That's why my teeth is like this, because he also got me with a knee. So I couldn't have my mouthpiece in my mouth because I got a knee to the teeth. And
Did you then fight without the mouthpiece the rest of the fight?
In the second round, this happened, so I couldn't. I could only have it like opened. I couldn't have it because my teeth were just they were almost like broken. I had to get to the hospital afterwards and get them back. So this was a very amazing experience, because what it did, it was really activating me in all this, where I was like, I didn't know better, but I know I couldn't think about anything else, because this guy, he would do everything to kick the shit out of me. And after first round, second round, where he did all the dirty things and really tried to kill me, the third round, I keep going. I almost felt a little bit like Rocky Balboa.
Yes.
So it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. That's how I felt. And in the third round, I began to get him on the ground, and I just keep on going. And I didn't win this fight, but I won the people, and I also won a contract with the biggest promotion. And after that, I got a new chance, and
And just to mention, like everyone else that met him afterwards, the top ones,
they got knocked out.
They got knocked out.
So I was the only one who didn't get knocked out, and it was only 3 rounds. Was it 5 rounds like a championship? There would be a big possibility that I would maybe win over this guy. So
because you got the third round.
Because I got the third round, and I still kept going, even though the punches were hard as stone.
Yeah.
So I got a new opportunity. I got to fight again. I knocked my opponent out in the next one.
And just to mention, because
yeah.
people that knows only boxing is like, you're not
Yeah.
allowed to lose.
Yeah.
But in both Muay Thai, Thai boxing, kickboxing, and MMA, it's very normal
Yeah.
that you have several losses throughout your career.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You're still like, that you
Yeah.
actually manage to fight the best and survive, that give you new job opportunities.
Definitely, it depends on what you show, the skills, and also it depends on the style. So, but to make it a little shorter, I showed that I belonged with the best, and they also gave me an opportunity to fight a four-man tournament. And Risti, aka the Machine, who was now the world champion, who knocked everyone out, not me, but now I had an opportunity to get back. So I was just training like insane, and I got mental coaches, and I got a team around me that just got me 100% into just, this was just like a movie, and I had to get back, and I had to show Andrisi that, yeah, last time he got it, but I wanted something. I wanted to show something. But 2 weeks up to the tournament, my body collapsed totally because my leg, I got a staph infection, and my infection numbers was so deadly high that I got on the table, the hospital table right away, and they were like, we're not sure because your numbers are so deadly high, so maybe we had to take your leg. You need to be ready for everything because this is very, very dangerous. I woke up, I was on the hospital, and I had to be on the hospital for some weeks. And then I had to, stop my career for some time. And it took me a while. I had to learn how to walk again because the signal from the head to the leg, who has been so passive for so long, I had to learn how to walk again and get back. And it took me around 3 years to get back on the big stage again. So.
And how long before you could walk again?
A half year.
Okay.
The problem was that I was in a hurry. I could only think about this dream, so I was definitely in the future, and I couldn't accept that I was laying there. So every time I was just thinking about, my identity, I was the fighter who was supposed to fight Andristi, and all the people that was in my way, they just had to move, and now this sickness was in the way, so I couldn't accept it, and that also did that. When I began to walk a little bit, I compensate. So I got some injuries in my knees. Then I set up a fight. 1 year later, I got sick with staph again. It tried to teach me that I need to be more present in the moment, I believe. So in that way, I didn't accept that there was a learning in all this, just moving forward and always looking for the future. It doesn't have to be like that, because else life showed me that I had to also be present in the moment, and
So you've been going through a lot of tough stuff. Do you think the modern man has become too soft? Giving up too easily?
Well, it depends on what man we are talking about. I believe that definitely that we can learn a lot of what we are and who we want to be when we say hi to pain and obstacles. Often there will be some kind of lesson, and I believe that it will keep coming until we learn it. So it doesn't have to be like bad. Maybe it's the biggest gift when I think about when I've looked back and thinking about when I was going through a tough time. It always had something to bring to me where I'm like, wow, I actually don't want to experience something else, because this was a learning experience. And to talk about it and say it is one thing, but to experience it, that's when I believe we integrate it. So, of course, it's also in line when we put ourselves out there where we also are out of our comfort zone. Not too much, but definitely not too little, because then I believe we will be eaten up by our stories and fear and our comfort zone. Maybe if we visualize it as a circle, it will just be smaller and smaller. And now with the phone, we don't even have to sit in the couch and look at the television. We have it right here, and suddenly we see all the danger in the world, and we get afraid of ourselves or everything around us.
You've been an instructor at the Growth Island Bootcamp several times.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. And I know the participants love having you there as well.
Yeah.
And they comment many things, everything from you being some humble, despite having achieved so many things. But one tool that everyone takes away is the yatak.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, the yatak is a tool that I use a lot.
And in Danish or English, yatak means yes, thanks.
Yes. It's a tool that is bringing me in flow with my mission and my purpose at the same time. So, for instance, if I'm, just to take an example, if I'm down in my gym and I'm training and I get some hits, they hit me, I can easily, without thinking about it, say, yeah, tak, or just thank you. Because it reminds me of what I'm there for. I'm there because I want to grow, I want to be better, and to bring me in a situation where I need to be more conscious of what's happening. Then my partner or opponent will help me to see what I didn't see. So I say, I say yeah, tak, to bring some gratitude. It takes the negative spiral that if I just take the hits and get afraid of the hits, I will get in a place where I'm thinking or speaking out of fear. And two ways that can turn out. I can either run or I can do something where it's uncontrolled. But when I bring in gratitude, seeing how it's helping me and making myself better. So I take the hit. The step guide that I use, if you want me to bring like a framework, is that I stop the hit, understanding that I know that I can take the hit. I shift my consciousness for being fearful to be more grateful. And then I'm in line with my purpose. So instead of being afraid of what I'm doing, I'm like very happy for what is happening, because then I'm there. And for that point of view, we in Growth Island we use it also because we all get hits in life. But if we always will be afraid of the hits that we meet, we will not see the possibilities. For me, the possibility to grow would not be there if I was only running away from the hits. So when I understand that, okay, I can take some hits, and actually I can also move around the hits and stay with it, all the hardness that is coming, there will be possibilities, and the possibility to grow or to show who you truly are. That's what I bring in with my yatak.
Yes.
So I just stop it with a yatak, and then I'm there.
So it goes back to earlier, like changing your state, and the yatak is kind of a way to change it. So if someone is sitting with a work task as an entrepreneur, there's endless challenges. Like it's never going to stop. The problem is if you believe that you're not going to have challenges as an entrepreneur or in life in general. So then when you run into it, kind of like the yatak.
Yeah.
So changing the state and then focusing on, okay, yatak, I'm lucky that I can actually run a business. I have this chance.
Yeah.
Or yatak, now I'm fighting. I'm lucky that I can actually train. And now I got this injury. How can I be smarter about it next time? How can I use it perfectly? How can I find the positive framing for it? And then it's easy in theory, but it's harder in practice. But
You need
the
to
words
practice every day, every single day, because there's so many hits every single day. And the more we are aware of it, the better we can become to just tune it in. It's a yes, thank you to this one. You you told me about when you were walking out without shoes on, and you were walking in some
The dog poop.
Yeah, dog
Yes.
poop.
I stepped in a dog poop
And
when
it
I
can
was...
be a little harder to say yes, thank you. But actually, it's possible,
Yes.
and we can just think better. We can be better when we are in a higher state, emotional state. So it's like, okay, and so what?
Yes.
So maybe next time I look where I walk and I don't walk in the poo shit. So, or what you learn, I don't know what you learn, but there can be many learnings.
But it's a fun thing, like how we are feeling is not necessarily what happens to us.
No.
So, for example, literally stepping in a dog poop with my bare feet because I was walking in a dog park. You can get super pissed that someone didn't pick it up, and that is also, you can say, factually correct. Someone should have picked it up, that where it was.
Yeah.
But you can also say, yeah, tak, laugh at it, and then move on with the day.
Yes.
And the reaction changes your biochemistry and how you're feeling in the body. So it matters so much more how we approach it. And that's why I think the yeah, tak, for me, it's a tool I've used a lot as well, to kind of that reminder, because it's easy to say like, oh, just change your mindset around it. But how do you do it? And I think the yeah, tak is an easy way to kind of say it, remember it, and for me, it reminds of bigger challenges as well. And often we can get caught up in things that doesn't matter and feel it's so big. And that's where we kind of get that perspective. So many people as well feel like they are in a fight all the time, but they're not in a fight like you where they can actually get knocked out.
Yeah.
It's simple things that we make bigger in our head, and because we're no longer used to the same big challenges, we don't have the same perspective. So smaller things suddenly become much bigger and has an emotional toll on us. But so yeah, tak.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, tak.
Yes. You fought one of the biggest legends ever in Muay Thai, kind of like the Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, but within Muay Thai, Buakai.
Yeah.
And he's also known to be a bit of a badass. There's him, and I can't pronounce the other name, the one that's left-handed, Sang something.
Tawanchai?
Yeah, but
You mean Sanchai?
Sanjay, yeah. He's very gentle.
Yeah.
He's kind of like more making fun with people, jumping up, kissing them on the top of the head instead of like giving them the elbow down, right? Sometimes, unless people
they,
piss him off.
Unless they piss him off, yes, exactly.
Yeah. But Buakai, at least what I've seen, he hits pretty hard in every fight. How was it to meet him? He must also have been like one of your idols.
That was 100% my idol, because when I started with the Muay Thai, he was the one I was looking at the television, and I like, wow, this guy is amazing, because he was like the only Thai guy fighting at that. When I started, there was something called the K1, that's a Japanese organization, and that was the biggest at that time. And he was just this underdog who was, kicking everyone's ass. And they also changed the rule because he was so dominating and tried to, they wanted the Japanese to win, or the Dutch fighters.
He had a few losses where most people say he won, that it was totally corrupt, that so he needed to knock them out for them not to kind of just rule against him.
For sure. But to get a fight against your idol, that's just incredible. And the whole experience was amazing. And also, even though I really admire him, I could also figure out to find my focus on and my mission. And even though he was my idol, I was doing everything to get the win. All the things up to the fight, in the fight, after the fight, it helped me to grow a lot. I got a lot of hits, and he also got me, unfortunately. But I had a very great fight against him. I have to say that I was I flew to Thailand by myself. I had a coach I found that was living in Thailand, a legend, James McSweeney. He's been fighting in every organization you can find out there. He also was one of the guys who was in The Ultimate Fighter. He was my cornerman, and I really took responsibility over this amazing adventure. I remember him when I fought. I had 2 very great rounds. I came out from the second round, and James, he told me, Niclas, this performance is beautiful. If you did this in any other country than Thailand, you have won the fight, and you can go in and do the same. But in Thailand, you need to knock the fuck out of Burkao. You cannot win over the legend. So if you really want this, you have to knock him out. And I was like, yeah, I will knock him out. So I went in and I was excited, and I did my absolute best, and I tried to knock him out. It didn't go my way. He hit me before with a small elbow, and my legs disappeared. But I kept going, and the thing is, because many they're like, wow, didn't he hit hard and all this? I could choose just to take it by points or just lose, but have a good fight, and then I didn't get the knockout or what you call it. But for me, it was me taking the risk there to do a failure, because I put all in. And in that way, it didn't hurt me as much, because it would even hurt me more if I knew I took the more comfortable decision of just, I did 2 good rounds, now I just have to make the fight over. No, I came there, I wanted to try my best, and I dared to do it against the absolute best. And yeah, it didn't get my way, but I know that I'm not afraid of taking chances. And that's something that I bring in. And that's why I also say, yeah, one thing is that you want to win, but it's not about just winning, it's about how you win. And for me, that was a big win for me, because I dare to take chances, even though I don't look good in people's eyes. So,
But you also won a lot of fights. Tell me about what's the belt that you're the most proud of winning?
the belt, definitely my WBC, because that's the green belt that is very recognized in Muay Thai. And I also got the chance to fight on a Danish home ground and against a very strong opponent. And we had a very great fight. And yeah, it's been in a period where I've been a lot on my own, where normally you are in a place where you are in a gym, and then you have the trainers around you that is taking all the choices of what is going to happen with you. But before that, I got, to be honest, I got kicked out of my old gym, and they told me, well, you shit without us. So I took responsibility. I took leadership. I went to Asia. I figured out how to win by myself. Of course, I'm not by myself, but I was choosing the right people who still was making me grow, because my old team, we didn't talk the same language anymore, and I wish them the best. But I needed something different, because my mission was clear, and I found people that could help me and train with the best, and suddenly I fought the best. I got signed with the biggest organization. One championship is the biggest organization right now, and got 2 world championship after that on my own, even though I was representing gyms that I really love in Denmark as well. So that's something I also believe is very important, that if you're speaking from a young age and you don't know, what can my mission be, or what direction do I need to go, then I believe that it's very important to find a circle with people that can feed that mission or maybe your purpose around it, so it can bring the best out of you, because you can be in the wrong circle and never get to a point where you feel that you are activating yourself.
What's the feeling right after a fight and you get that belt and your hands get put up in the air?
With the WBC, the most important thing for me when I won it, when I won the WBC, and actually I prepared the most important thing was to share it with my loved ones. And that is important because I've been through a lot where it was a lot about, in my career, was about how could I get confidence and win. But I also had in my career to learn how to lose, but lose in a way where you still, could show your values and your characters. And then win in a higher perspective where you bring purpose and values in the way you are winning. So for me, winning or losing that day, it didn't matter. I had a son who saw it for the first time. I have 3 kids, and they had to be in an age for seeing their father fight. So my second boy, he came and saw the show for the first time, and his biggest wish was to come up on stage, and me bringing them up and sharing that moment. And I prepare, maybe I win, maybe I lose, but you know what? No matter what, you will come up and we will share this moment, because no matter what, I will give my absolute best. And if he's better than me, it's okay. But the moment that we share together, that is the most important for me, and that's my winning. So when he can see his father giving everything, showing the character and the man that I want to be, and that's the most beautiful, and why the WBC means so much to me. And luckily, I also got the win. So
Yes. Nice. Niclas, what advice would you give to a 10-year-old version of yourself?
my younger self, I found when I started Muay Thai, I found my mission. But because my mission definitely was standing alone for a long time, I was experienced this, when I get this, then I can be happy. But so many times I've been fighting, and on the other side of the win, there was just a big emptiness. And then I was right away searching for a new mission. And I believe that's because I didn't learn myself also to be present with where I was, and be conscious of what is actually important for me. Who do I want to become? So my advice to myself would definitely be aware of who you want to be, and be that.
So what if I interviewed you in 10 years' time? I ask you the same question.
Yeah,
What do you think you would be saying there?
in 10 years time.
Yeah. So your advice actually to yourself now, but your 10-year-older version of yourself.
Make every moment valuable. That's something that I has to remind myself of, because it's not only when you get a big world championship. I experience that sometimes it's like a moment with my kids or a friend, or I'm doing a lot of mentoring for some youth, and just to be just there.
Yeah.
That's the most valuable lesson I can give myself now.
Yeah.
So when I feel rich, really rich, it's when I really create moments, and nothing else is important. Most important is the moment that I'm staying in right now and now.
The being present.
Yeah.
We're rounding off. One thing that I want to ask you is, like, your signature move is the flying knee.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Is that something you use just in the fight, or how does that translate to your life in general? You once more told me a story about how that gave you the confidence that you know you could actually win in the fights.
Yeah. And when I make a contrast of life, it's telling me that I have to open up for the power that I hold, instead of, it's fine to be humble. I really love that, but you can still be humble and show power to the world. So and there's so many ways that I still need to experience the power that I hold. So instead of overthinking and holding myself back, the flying knee needs to get out.
Yes.
Because it can do something very great.
So where will we see the flying knee the next time in your life?
Yeah, well, now I'm in a place where it's not like I'm done fighting. But like I also told you, it's also about how I fight and what I'm creating. So I'm lucky to say that I have a lot of possibilities, and I also use some good time with you on Growth Island. Wherever I am, I need to remind myself to create the moments. And from there, I have my missions. I have something that I see now, but often when I have it, a direction, it's also just a movement, and then I see a lot of things that I wouldn't see if I only focus 100% on my mission. So I use this as a movement, and the flying knee just needs to get out. Still in fighting, still in mentoring, still in where I can share the knowledge and the experience that I had on myself, because everything that I will speak about is something that I've been using on myself. So I know it works, and I'm still in a learning process, because what you do is what you get good at, and I also need to remind myself it's an ongoing process. It never stops. And instead of I'm not feeling good enough, I tell myself, it's just because I want to grow. And I want to grow. I want to live until I fucking die. I want to grow until I die. So that's a reminder for myself that life is offering a lot for me. It doesn't stop just because I get a world championship or something like this.
Niclas, we're rounding off. People can find you on the Growth Island boot camps, where we have the pleasure of taking male entrepreneurs and leaders out for a weekend without a phone, and they get to learn to fight with you and some of their warrior mindset.
Amazing week.
You have one-to-one, both Muay Thai training, but also mentoring when it comes and coaching. So the mix of both the physical, you do workshops with companies, also helping them, the mix of how they can use their body and their warrior mindset. You work with youth. You also have some that you have more one-to-ones with. You have the gym in Køge, where people can train with you.
Yeah, it's not my own gym, but they open it up like it's mine. So, but yeah.
Where else can people find you? Of course, Instagram will link to that as well. Any other things that people should know that you're doing?
Just that I'm fucking awesome, and I will show that if they are in line with me, they will feel if there's a connection or not. Yeah. Because what I do, what I preach, is also what I do. I'm interested in growth, so if I feel that there's possibilities here, I can share a lot of wisdom, but also walk the walk.
Yes.
And I walk the walk together with the clients that I'm together with.
Fantastic. Niclas, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you.